Okay, let's play a game of chess, see what we can do here. Playing as the white pieces, that's fine. We are 1736, which is a damn sight below where we want to be. But still having a good time, playing some attacking, risky chess. We're going to open things up with a Scotch, a 4-knight Scotch, if they tend to play ball here. And if not, I think I'm kind of ready to just take the center. I think we can kind of bust this all open. Sort of transpose into kind of a Scotch game thing. They'll take there, and ultimately, without a knight here to bother this queen, I'm pretty happy. There's other pieces to be developed. This might even be fun. A little pin-a-rooney. Then I think we're going to castle long. Just set up some early batteries. They're probably going to castle too, but that's neither here nor there. That's okay. They're going to try and kick this bishop out, which they're at liberty to do. But I think this is going to be interesting. Followed by this. I want to watch for this immediately. If the knight does move, we have this. We also have this. It's a feisty position right out of the gate. We have pretty speedy development. Okay, I think I'm going to do this way, and reason being is if they take here, I'm going to storm on in here. They'll probably take here, which is fine. It's a little bit simplistic. It's a little bit too convenient, I think. All of that for like one tiny weakness, and they have the bishop pair. I don't know if that worked out as well as it might have. But I'm going to fianchetto this bishop, and I'm going to get on with my life, because life's too short for dwelling on missed tactics, which I'm sure the computer is going to say, yeah, there was a missed tactic. And now we have a lording bishop, we have a lovely central knight, two central rooks. I'm ready to play. This is a nice little weakness that I might try to go for. This knight move does a nice job of hitting the bishop, hitting this, defending this. I think that's alright by me. This is also check, importantly, so this doesn't work. But hopefully they don't see that. That's probably a decent move. I mean, this is pretty forced. Okay, let's have a think. Where do we want to start to wear down these weaknesses? I actually quite like this, because hits the king, hits this. Sword, it doesn't quite force this trade, but it does really sort of prompt it. And I think then we get our rook on this nice open file with a promise of more. So I think that's probably going to be our best trade here. That's alright. Let's just drop back into open water on a dark square here. Thinking this, then this, and this. It's all simple stuff, but it's when there's this few pieces left, simple plans can often be the one. Also just like this formation of pawns. Yeah, that's fair. Gonna start to put pressure on this trio. That doesn't actually work, so we can take this pawn. This becomes excruciating pressure. That's okay, we've won a pawn. Now where to go with this? This is a bit of a Swiss cheese board, but no immediate plans of attack. This bishop is now a bit of a stinker. So I think my plan is probably get this bishop out of here, although we don't really need to just yet. Actually, what I might do is crank up the volume here. That's good. That's good play. This could be interesting. Again, not having a dark square bishop is really useful. We're actually kind of hitting this. Now I think bishop back here is going to be pretty useful. But bishop here is even more useful. That's a double attack. Don't see any reason not to take here. Tempted to ignore. Just let them take there. It's probably not ideal. I don't know how much we gain from that. It opens up the rook, but there's not really much we can do to stop that opening anyway. So I say, why bother give up a pawn for it? Yeah, let's just simplify here a little bit, a teensy piece. We'll drop back here. Still this point of refuge too, but I want to keep eyes on this prize here. We'll go like this. Again, that's kind of fine by me. Make our way over. Back this pawn up. Cut out all the nonsense over there. Now we want to keep the rook from infiltrating here. Here, just sort of prompt him here, and then our king can kind of move up. Just like this. That's fine. These three squares, very well marshaled. This square marshaled. There's a temptation just to start legging it. Is that a little much? I wonder. This becomes a little more vulnerable, but I don't see them chipping away. Again, king here is nice. Just gonna see if we can't trade off these rooks. 'Cause that'll be quite handy for me. Trade off or win this pawn, which is very handy. Let's get a rook here, so we can hit the rook back there and then just push to our heart's content over here, which I like. Push the pass pawn. It's a simple plan for a simple man. You know, I'm even tempted just to use the king here and just get these fellas rolling. I don't think there's anything going to be stopping us here. Time is the issue, but that's alright. These two, useless. This is a bit of a deep freeze, but a deep freeze on one side, with a deep freeze being where like no pawns can really make any progress without getting murked. Sometimes that can be annoying when you're up material, but your material is kind of locked in that deep freeze. But in this case, we have another avenue that we're just free to explore, knowing that this is all pretty much on lock. And this rook is going to have a very hard time stopping these three. Yeah, there's a resignation. Didn't really see a way out there. Won't play a rematch for the time being. I think we'll just get one and done. Nice tidy game. So taking a quick look at the review here, we played a 90.9% accuracy to our opponent's 84.4, which can happen when you get into an endgame pretty early like we did. This was all pretty standard. We got a nice little edge out of the opening. Just had the initiative early on and didn't really give it up. We could have dropped our bishop back a little more efficiently there. This trade-off, okay, I think, I see. So our bishop hit us. This was the missed tactic, I think. Our bishop hit us. We could have gotten our queen out of the way with check and also hit this pawn. But instead, we kind of went the reducto route and we actually gave up an advantage here, which probably isn't the best. This is obviously just a clear advantage. You're kind of dismantling their structure. You also still have the knight pinned. Whereas this just kind of reduces into a pretty even endgame, which thankfully we're able to win through no plan of our own, really. Get our rook centralized. The plan here is just get your pieces into the best possible squares. So we have our bishop on a long diagonal. That's a little bit biting on granite, but it's fine. We centralize our knight, which also does a lot of jobs. We claim the only open file. I mean, you can count this one as well, but there's a lot of bric-a-brac on that file. I reckon they might have castled a little earlier. They didn't bother, so we were able to take advantage. They give up castling rights, which is fine. And then we have the major blunder here, which this actually doesn't defend it. Very, very, very common tactic here is this pawn is actually deceptively the overloaded defender. This pawn is like technically defending this rook by blocking the attack, and it's also defending this pawn. So if you can make it do one or the other, your opponent has to give up material. Pretty handy. So we take there, that's okay. We just sort of advance up the board. The victory is kind of ours. The computer has it as 4.2, so it's basically a matter of not blundering anything, finding your opponent's weaknesses and chipping away at them. And almost always you're looking to make a passed pawn, you're looking to use a pawn majority, hoover up some pawns if you can, and you know, ultimately I think we trade down material, or do we trade off the bishops at one stage? Yes, trade off the bishops here. And now if you're looking, we are up 2 points of material, which isn't a whole heaping pile, but when there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5, 10 points of material, and you're up 2, that's a substantial lead in stuff. And here I liked our plan here of just trading off these rooks, or get him to trade off the rooks or get this pawn, because either way that's kind of a guaranteed win for us. They choose, probably rightly, to trade off or to give up the pawn rather than trade off the rooks, but either way we're just storming the castle here. Really not a lot they can do. So a nice tidy win, very tradey, very reductive, but back to basics. So a nice L win. Thanks for stopping by, and stay tuned for more updates from Chess Please. Take it easy.